Yo YouTube everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going over a map that happened yesterday, Optic Texas versus New York Subliners. Okay, this went down to the wire. If you guys didn't watch it, it was an absolute banger, and more specifically I wanted to highlight this map because I wanted to see how this new looking Optic Texas roster did look in Hardpoint. So New York, they look phenomenal all day long. Optic, they started off a little bit slow, but they managed to come back, and next video I'm going to be uploading is going to be both the S&Ds. I want to break them both down because they both went to the round 11. Okay, let's focus on this Hardpoint, and more specifically focus on how you guys can improve, and more importantly the setups. Okay, so we're going to be going through, and what I want you to do is I'm going to be pausing this video a lot, going through the setups and really breaking it down. So I want you to pay attention to the minimap with me, and we'll try to break it down as much as possible. So starting off on this P1, okay, and straight away let's look at number 7 Kismet. He's going to be going around, taking a route already, trying to get into bottom plane. Okay, so you can see if we look on tac maps as well, this is what we're going to be kind of working towards, so we can kind of paint the picture. So what it looks like 7 is doing straight away, which obviously we can't have the number 7, but Kismet looks like he's going through plane, and he's either going to take a route through middle or maybe, you know, wrap round, because what they want to do, okay, is you got to remember, although it's P1 currently, they still have to play for P2. Now, I know the game has just started, it's very, very early on, but what they want to do is either Kismet can go through and kind of watch this middle lane, and with him watching middle lane, what that does is it allows his rest of his teammates, okay? So you can see number 5, which is Hydra. Looks like he's setting up kind of top AC. What they want to do is they want to isolate the opponents through Burger, ideally. So if Kismet can watch middle, what they can do is they can kind of flood Optic through Burger, and they'll have 2 ARs and Sib and Skies just basically watching over, just pinging shots over. So that looks like the kind of game plan so far. Let's see how it works out for them. So they go through, you see Optic get stunned straight away. So obviously you want to be using your equipment, just making sure you're flooding your equipment. The trades go in, Dashy with a good shot, Kenny with a good shot, Skies takes him out, and so far it's going no one's way, but what you want to play for is a rotation. So let's kind of see where Kismet died, okay? Because we weren't paying attention to the minimap there, we were paying attention to the screen. Again, I mean, breaking down basically every play, so sit back, relax, and this hopefully will help you guys improve at Terminal Hardpoint. So we're going to go through, and let's look at number 3. So heads up play from Pred. You see he's watching the flank here, and he takes out Kismet. Okay, straight away, as soon as he takes out Kismet, this kind of chalked the rest of New York's plan, because now you can see number 5, which is Sib. Sib's got to pick up middle, and straight away you see now Skies and Hydra are getting kind of cornered. Sib's going through library, and look what happens. So now they know Sib's in library. It's kind of like, it's a difficult gunfight for them to push through. Number 2 Shotzi takes out Hydra, and there you go. Really good play from Optic. They're able to go through, get some time, and once again you see the equipment just flooding in from New York. So the game plan right now from both teams is just try to contest as much time as possible, and this is a very scrappy hill, especially in the first rotation. It can be a money hill, but not for the first rotation, it depends. So right now they're both doing a good job, and it all comes down to the trophy systems for me. Okay, you only have 2 trophy systems per team. As soon as they get those trophies in, they should be good to go. But straight away, look at number 2. It's going to be Shotzi in your mini map. So look where Shotzi is. Let's kind of refresh this. We're going to be refreshing this a lot because it's going to get really messy, the screen. So number 2 on your screen, if we can go to number 2, you see he's sitting in this corner, right? So what he's trying to do there is he's basically just trying to watch. If he sits in this corner, he has a few angles to watch. So one, if somebody walks through here, if somebody kind of comes through tunnel, and if somebody comes through the plane, the cockpit, if one of the blue players, one of New York, kind of come through like there, or they maybe come through there, he has an easy angle, okay? Because they're going to be rotating towards P2. So he's trying to get there early, and you can see no one's really pushing him. So right now, everyone's going for the scrap time. So let's see what happens. And Kenny, good shots from Kenny, great shots from Kenny to take out both of them. So let's kind of back off and see what he does. So good shots from there, and you see he holds his LT in, he keeps his aim in, straight away goes to the right hand side, pre-aims a head glitch, fantastic shots, takes him out. As soon as he takes him out, look what he does, okay? He backs away, slides away, because he's one shot. You can see he's got 24 health. He's able to back away, reposition, put the trophy down, and for the next 10 seconds, they're going to start to rotate. So now Pred's got the left hand side. So what they're doing now is keeping them off P1, and let's have a look at their setup. So again, Shotzi's got this whole area. Dashy's got library, number 4, 1 and 3 of this side of the map. So if we go back on tac maps, what it looks like is they're kind of creating a little shield around their P2, okay? So what they're trying to do is they've got, like, you know, 2 players around here. They're kind of watching over. So they got 1 there, 1 there. So they got this whole left side covered. Then they got Dashy kind of watching over library, and then they have Shotzi playing in this corner. So if we look on a map perspective, it looks like they're kind of trapping the opponents kind of like this. Okay, so the New York team has to be in this kind of area, this proximity here, because there's no real gaps they can go through. So if they can keep that setup and get somebody on the hill, ideally, if number 4 can get on the hill, so if Dashy can get on the hill, But when he goes on the hill, you see library's going to be left open. Number 2 needs to pick that up. So that way they'll have a full setup. And if that's the case, they can have number 3 and number 4, Dashi and Shotzi, kind of watch over the right. And I think that's a pretty good setup. Let's see what happens there. So Pred right now, that's kind of exactly what's happening, which is, you know, really good. So we kind of read that play. Perfect. Again, I watched this map yesterday, but I wasn't paying attention to the mini map. This was kind of my first thought, and you can see it's working out really well because the pros are doing that. So this is so important, okay? If you want to play as a team, you have to make sure when you're leaving an area, someone else is picking that area up. So look at number 4 here. Number 4 is Dashi. So as Dashi's rotating, by the way, they don't know number 5. They don't know Hydra's going books. But what you don't want to do, okay, is if number 4 goes towards to help Shotzi, you don't want to leave this area open, because what you're going to, you know, leave open is a potential flank. Number 1 could potentially push through, you know, flank through, take out Shotzi, and then take out the player in the hill. Unlikely, but you don't want it to happen. You don't want to leave any gaps. So great heads up play from Kenny, and we don't know how the comms are. Maybe they comm that, you know, but great heads up play regardless. As number 4 pushes through, this is perfect, because this is exactly what I spoke about. Number 1's going to push through. He's going to pick up library. He's actually going to take out Hydra, and that's literally a flawless play. I'm actually really happy with that, because that's exactly what I thought they should do, and they managed to do that. And now number 2, he's going to take a route. So what happens here, right, is they're actually flipping the map. So as number 2, in this case number 3, pushes up into plane, they're actually flipping the map now. So they're going to have control of this side of the map. Let me just kind of once again show you how it looks. Shout out to TAC Maps, by the way. I use their software a lot. It's really helpful. So what they're going to do now is they're going to push this side of the map. So they're going to hold plane like this. So now the New York team should be coming through this area here. So what this does is, first of all, it makes them flood through the back, which is a very hard angle to push through because there's so many AR head glitches that ARs can see on Optic. And at the same time, if they keep playing this right, they're going to have plane control for P3. So you can see they're not only chaining P2 and P3, they're also trying to trap them in the back. So Shotzi's sitting plane now, trying to watch this plane area. And once again, that's going to make the other team flood to the back, and now you have number 1 and number 3 watching the back. Number 4 is watching this alleyway, and in my opinion, this is a perfect setup. As long as Kenny can get a kill here and play his life, they're good to go. Now, I think Kenny can play a tighter angle, to be honest with you. I don't think he needs to push like that, but it works out really well because he has a support from Pred. So far, really good stuff from Kenny and Pred. Kenny absolutely frying 6-1. He sees Sib here, and the guy's just beaming. So he takes him out, 7 kills. Phenomenal start there. So Shotzi gets taken out, but that's fine. With 25 seconds left, they're going to push through. Pred takes out the guy library, and again, so far so good. So we're going to speed this up a little bit. We're not going to break down every single play, but so far from the first 2 hard points, I've been really impressed with Optic setup. But now let's have a look at New York, okay? What they're doing on the other side. And this is a really kind of standard and a really powerful setup. So this is a massive money hill. So what they have someone in the front plane watching the front. They have number 8, which is Skies. He's technically going to be watching just behind Kismet. So if we look at the plane here, let's once again go back, just clean it up a little bit. So number 1 here, we'll put him in the front. He's going to be able to watch kind of this area here. So he's got this whole alleyway. So what happens is number 6, okay, he's sitting Eskies. He's going to get the comms, because what he's probably worried about is getting flanked from the left. However, with Skies in the front of the plane, he's able to communicate that. So if he says, for example, Shotzi's pushing through books, by the time Shotzi pushes there, number 3 can then react and look to the left, okay? So that's really good teamwork there, really good setup. Then you have number 5, so it's the 5 at the back of the map. He's going to be watching the back pass and basically underground. So what he's doing from there is he can kind of watch this slide, and he can also watch the left-hand side. More importantly, the left-hand side, I think. And then you have number 8, who's going to be Skies. Sorry, Kismet was at the front of the plane, not Skies. But yeah, Skies is going to be sitting just behind Kismet, and his job is just to watch this front plane, okay? If he needs the help, Kismet can easily turn around, and they can double push it. So if I'm Optic right now, and I know this is the setup, I kind of want to flood through, and I kind of want to kill Kismet from an angle. I think if you get a good angle on Kismet, you can take him out. So you see number 3 goes in. I'm assuming 7's going to take him out. Okay, good. He plays his life really well. And now they know. So Pred's called out, okay, Kismet in front of the plane. So what I think is going to happen is Shotzi's going to slide in, but Skies is probably going to pick up that kill. And I don't think he's going to get this one. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Kismet kind of tweaked there, in my opinion. I don't think he needed to push back, because I think Skies had over him, and I think he was in a good spot. But because he pushed back, you see what happens now. Skies, you know, didn't have much of an angle. Look at it. Skies had a great angle on the front of the plane. I think Kismet needed to just play his life there, and he would have been okay. But instead, you know, Skies team shots in, which wasn't really Skies' fault. And now it's a 1 versus 1, and Dashi loses that. But it's a hard angle. So right there, poor play from Dashi. In my opinion, that's a poor play. So Shotzi goes through, okay? He kills 1. This player's not weak now. So him going in my opinion, he's just going into a 50-50 without any intel. I think he should have waited for Kenny and really regrouped together. I know it's easy to say, but I just think going like this, thinking about it, sliding in, I know he's a great player, but sliding in like this, Skies could be anywhere. He could be on the right head glitch, the left head glitch. It's just a really kind of difficult angle, and now Skies has a free kill. So I don't think it was the best play. And now look, Kenny's by himself and he does the same thing. So they probably could have gone together, and now it's even harder because now there's two New York players. So in my opinion, they kind of tweaked there. They should have taken their time. They just gave Skies 2 free kills, and the guy's just doing his job. Pred goes through, finally gets a trade, but guess what? Hydra's there, okay? So basically the 2 New York players just took out 4 Optic players. I'm an Optic fan, and that was a really bad play in my opinion. They're just flooding lives, they're wasting lives, and now again, 2's going in. It's now 1v1, but 7's coming through, and now they might get a break here. There you go. They get a break there because of this, because 7, Kismet running in, because they were able to take out Kismet, whoever took him out. There you go. Heads up play from Kenny. Who killed him? Yeah, Kenny. Great play from Kenny going through middle, able to take out Kismet, and now they know Hydra's by himself. So I think they did okay there, to be fair, but I think they could have done it a lot cleaner. But hey, that's still a good play. They, you know, only managed to lose about 10 seconds there, and they have a phenomenal lead. Kenny absolutely frying. The guy's 9-3. He's playing like a superstar right now. They go through, and just like that, the pinch gets exposed, and they get killed. Let's see what happens, okay? 4 versus 4. Let's start off again. Let's have our eyes on the minimap because we're not sure where the action is. Let's see what happens. So who opens up the blood here? Kismet. So Kismet with a nade on Shotzi. So a phenomenal nade from Kismet. Takes out Shotzi, and that opens up the back of the plane. They go through, and who dies next? Okay, so Hydra takes out Dashi, and Sky takes out Kenny. So it just looks like an unfortunate pinch there. It looks like 5 and 7 came in together. And I think what that shows more than anything, it just shows the teamwork of New York that I think Optic need to get to. Right there, something that we didn't see in the game, but if we look at the minimap, this is why they were the champs winners, okay? It's not just a skill, their teamwork is unmatched. Optic right there on the first hardpoint, in the first plane hill there, they showed that their teamwork was lacking slightly, but their talent bailed them out, okay? Right there, New York just showed the same thing. However, they showed that their teamwork helped them. And look at this, okay? It's such a small detail, but everyone from Optic is neutral or positive. Everyone from New York is negative, besides Skies, who's basically neutral. They've got a lot more kills on their map, and the score is only up by 20. Now, I know it's early in the game. It doesn't mean too much, but my point is, I think Optic are just outslaying them, but I think New York are playing better Call of Duty. And what you want to do is you want to play better Call of Duty, because if you shoot better than your opponents and play better, you're going to literally fry them. However, if you shoot better than your opponents, if you outslay them, and you know you're not playing perfect COD, you're not going to win the game all the time, which sounds stupid, but it's true. So it's not just about the kills, it's about effective teamwork, effective kills, and that's what you're seeing from New York right now. But this Burger Hill is massive. What they're trying to do now is they're trying to wait, they're trying to play their life, and one person just has to get in. So either someone from the green team has to slide in, or someone from New York has to slide in. And right now it's going to be difficult because both teams have good angles. It's going to be about the picks. Great kill from Sib. You see him slide in there. The stun, whoever stunned that was a phenomenal stun there. Takes him out. Dashi versus Skies. Dashi goes through. Dashi takes him out. Pred takes him out. So you see they're desperately trying to get in. I don't mind this. It's a risky play, but if they get in, they'll be able to, there you go. So you see right there, if they get in, they're going to secure 25 seconds. And of course, it's going to be the boy Kismet. The guy's an absolute demon on the map. He gets in the hill and they secure 20 seconds. So big play there. I think Optic did a good job kind of stopping them, but New York just kept on being resilient. They kept on pushing through, and yeah, they were able to win that hard point. But going to the next hard point now, let's see what happens. So we can forward it a little bit. So this hard point's basically done. Oh, my voice is going, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But we're gonna battle through this, and we're gonna try to finish this map off. So next hardpoint's booked. So I'm gonna try stopping it as less possible and kind of just watch it with you guys. So Dashi's watching the front now. We got number 2 watching the hallway. I said I'll stop it, but I'm still gonna stop it a little bit. So number 2, which is Shotzi, he's gonna be watching this hallway, and he's basically gonna give the comms to number 4. He's gonna give the comms to Dashi. Someone's pushing you. This is perfect because look what Dashi's doing. And these are the things that we need to pick up for. If you guys are trying to improve, these are the things you need to pick up on, okay? If you're on this hardpoint and you're standing up, you have more of a chance of getting beamed from somebody outside this area. The reason Dashi's on the floor and not doing anything is because he doesn't need to, because Shotzi's got his cross. The reason Shotzi has his cross is because number 1 is watching behind him. I think this is the perfect setup. Number 2 has a cross, number 1 has behind him, so it's like a domino effect. Now you might be thinking, right, Dashi, what about the flank? And that's why Pred's on the left, okay? So this setup right here, in my opinion, is perfect. You see they've got the cross, they've got the front, they've got the left, and they've got the right. All it comes down to is effective team and effective kills. So I'm interested to see what happens here. New York are known for being a really good team at breaking kills and breaking setups, so I want to see what they do. If I'm New York here, I'm playing my life and I'm getting that first kill. Once you get that first kill, you open up the map. So they go through, and there you go. Number 5, he's trying to get an angle on 2, but Kenny helps him out. There you go again. And I think Shotzi, the reason he went through there, which wasn't a bad play, but Kind of a heads up play from New York. The player watching the alley there was Shotzi. As soon as number 5 started to distract Shotzi, like Hydra, you see Hydra dies, but he's done his job. He's distracted Shotzi, and now number 8 and number 6 can push through. Pred's kind of saying no one's on the left, so Dashi now has to get up. So you can see now Dashi's got up. He's kind of waiting. He's watching the front. He sees one, and just like that, great teamwork from Sib and Skies. And this is what I mean. This is why the COD pros are so hard to play again. Look at this. They don't just run in a straight line. Skies slides across. Skies slides across. Dashi's aim goes to the right, and Sib has a free shot on him. Perfect bait and switch. They go through, they take out the hill, and honestly, it was just a really, really clean, really effective play. And this just shows why they're one of the best teams in the game and in the world. So they go through and they break an unbeatable setup there just by simply distracting Shotzi, then pushing and flooding Dashi. So really, really good play. And I mean, I don't know what to say, man. Just such a good team play from them. And it just goes to show like how effective this team is. And they're going to be a hard one to break, man. They're going to be a hard one to break all year long, and they're only going to get better as the team goes along. Now don't get me wrong, Optic, they're still playing really well. They obviously win this map as well, but I'm being a little bit harsh on them because I want to see them play better Call of Duty. I think this map specifically, they just outslay their opponents, okay? But I want to see them win when they're not slaying as well as they did, because I think Kenny absolutely popped off this map, and if he doesn't have a map like this, I don't think they win. So Dashi in the contest spot, really good spot. You see they're watching over, and oh my god, that was I didn't even know that was a wall bang. Okay, interesting. That one's for you guys at home. If you guys are watching, okay, that's a nice little wall bang. So where Kismet was, study that one. Make sure to use it in your game because that's a contest spot. And plays like that, that's going to count as 1 kill in the kill feed, but that is more than 1 kill. That is a 25-second point kill right there. That kill was everything. See, Shotzi backs off. He's going to watch the right. He's going to pre-aim it. Oh my god, that nade went right on his nose right there. So he goes through, great nade. One thing about Shotzi I realized is he's really good at using his equipment. Just an underrated kind of attribute I've seen from him. Just every time he uses a frag grenade, I feel like it's so effective. But now you see the battle on the left. Hydra is playing his life, and look what he does. He's waiting for Skies. For Sib, sorry. And just as I said that, he didn't wait long enough. He goes through and he dies. Okay, so normally something he's really good at is the discipline and patience, but I think right here, he needs to wait an extra second. So you see he pops up. He's now in a 1v1, but Dashi's helping him out. And as soon as Kenny dies there, Sib's life is useless in this scenario because he's by himself. So Sib goes through, Dashi watches over him, and look at that. They just team shot him. So Hydra should have played that more disciplined, and I think he would have got maybe a kill there. They could have taken out Kenny, but it would have been the same result regardless. Kismet takes out 2. Dashi picks up the back here, and Kismet, the guy's looking scary already, man. He played an absolute goated level last year, and in Vanguard he was playing pretty decent, but yeah, this year he's looking to take over once again. He's a very, very good player, and yeah, they go through the back, they're able to break it just like that. Okay, love this play from Hydra. Absolutely fries Kenny with a pistol, goes through, slides across, gets some information. Pred's now kind of tweaking, he's by himself, gonna go around here, and he just walks through the front, slides across, and just like that, Skies is able to get the kill. Just phenomenal movement from Hydra to play his life well, and they're able to break that. So I think Optic need to work on their setups. Now, their actual setups are pretty decent. It's more just holding them. I don't know what it is, but I feel like they just got broken so easily. So it might be a setup change, it might be whatever it is, like they just got broken so easily. Sorry, I got hiccups. So they got broken so easily, but maybe again it's just a performance thing, and I'm sure as they get more reps in they'll be good to go. You see Shotzi's kind of struggling for a second, and Kenny, bro, that guy's having a map. I'm not gonna lie, that guy's having an absolute map. But the new setup, let's see what's different to the other setup. Okay, so we saw the setup earlier in New York, and let's see the setup now. So in my opinion, Dashi cannot be losing that gunfight. He just simply cannot lose that. So you see the same setup, okay? But this time, Kenny's going to be in the back of the plane, 3's going to be at the front, 2's going to be on the side. So where Hydra was at the back, Shotzi's playing the front, which I don't mind. He's going to basically go under the plane, okay? So what he's going to do is going to play a bit more pushed up. He's going to watch under the plane and make sure no one comes through the left. But in my opinion, this gunfight, you just can't be losing it. Number 7 and number 4, you really can't be losing it, especially on those head glitches. And, you know, Kismet's coming through the right. I think that's just a must win in my opinion. He loses it. Fair play to Kismet, an absolute crazy gunfight. And now what happens is that actually opens up the map. Luckily enough for them, they still have the spawn, so they go through. But this opens up the front of the map. So now you can see they can push through the front. We're looking at the mini map here mainly. They can slide across, and now they're in bottom white. I think 7 now needs to go top AC. In my opinion, 7 should go towards AC. But now you can see, okay, although Optics still have the hill, they have a lot more pressure on them. I think it's a good heads up play from Dashi. He realized he dies, so instead of like flooding forward, he's watching this whole middle area, which I think is pretty good. So Dashi's basically watching this whole area here, just making sure nobody floods through the front slide, which is pretty good from him. Takes out Hydra there with help from Pred, and now he's going to watch the left. So I think they did a good job recovering. I just think, you know, they gave a little bit more of a chance than needed to this Subliners team. And now you see Kismet goes through, slides across, finds the gaps there, goes behind them, and he might be able to kill him. There you go, he kills Dashi. And this whole setup for me started with Dashi dying, okay? I know it's a small thing, but in these games where it's this intense, you can't be throwing your life in scenarios like that. And look at this. This is what I mean. Bro, this is just perfect Call of Duty right now. Kismet, the guy's actually so under. His fundamentals are crazy. Bro, he doesn't overchild. Look at this. He's just tweaking them on the ladder. They are both pre-aiming him, okay? He's waiting. He's building time. Number 8 comes up the slide. As soon as Skies is up the slide, look at this. Skies goes up, Sib goes through, now he comes up. Look, he goes up now. He goes up now, and it's a perfect break. You could not get much better there. 30 seconds, go into the side of New York, and I think it was phenomenal. However, Burger Hill's coming up. The game is not over. Let's have a look at the Optic setup. So, number 2 at the back here. I love this from Shotzi. He's going to watch the overextension. He's going to wait now. I don't remember what happened, but you can see right now, Dashi's got the line of sight on Shotzi, on Sib, and Shotzi also has the line of sight. Now, just as a side note, when I'm playing this game, on this terminal Burger Hill, if I'm sitting in the hill, I actually like to sit, right? I actually like to sit on this left side, and I actually prefer the opponents coming through Dreams, because I feel like you can actually have an angle on them, where if they're coming through Eskies, you don't really have an angle from the hill, so you're basically sitting down and your teammates are in a 3 versus 4. I think if you're playing from this side, if you play smart, you can get some shots off and still back off. So basically what Dashi's doing now, I actually like this play. So you see Dashi goes through. However, it is a little bit risky, because if they shoot you off the hill, obviously, you know, you're going to be dead. So he goes through, they take out 1, good play from Shotzi, and now it's all going to be on number 2 versus number 5. Shotzi goes through, phenomenal play. Shotzi plays that perfectly, goes through, takes him out. Sky's going to go to the left, and now this is a really good setup, okay? So you have someone on the hill, and they're actually pushing out a little bit. So if Shotzi dies, I'm assuming they're going to back off, but this is a great play. If Shotzi needs to play his life, I don't like this from Shotzi. I prefer him on the head glitch here, such a small difference, but I think him being up here is just a bit more exposed, and you can see now there's going to be 2 of them, and I think it's a lot harder for him to make a play. However, number 3, good heads up play from Pred. He's going to watch the crosshair, so I don't mind this, but the problem now is you see Pred, he has to watch Library and Shotzi's back, so you see he's kind of tweaking, not sure what to do, and there you go. That's why I just don't like that play from Shotzi. Again, I don't remember what happened specifically, but I just know that this is too much of a advanced play. I think right there, I feel like someone like Kismet right there, in my opinion, would have sat at that head glitch. And I think Shotzi's got all the talent in the world. He needs to be doing more plays like that, just in my opinion. He needs to be playing on that head glitch and making himself a harder target to kill. Skies takes him out, and now look. Now it's a 2v1. And look at this. This is literally a perfect play from Hydra. Hydra's flanking. Let's have a look at the mini-map. He goes through, he sneaks across, and if he wins that, he doesn't win that, okay. But if he won that, it would have been such a difficult push. But you see now Shotzi spawns out, and you know, if they take out Pred, which they probably will, there you go. They take out Pred. Now they're a lot closer to the hill. So you just don't want to be given that much support and kind of just help to your opponents. You want to make sure it's as hard as possible. Now it's still an unbeatable setup, okay? It's still a difficult hill, but my point is, okay, Shotzi, he redeemed himself for the nice little 2-piece, but my point is you shouldn't be giving them any opportunity to get back into this one. So let's see what happens there. They're pushing through the front. They get a 2-piece, but Kenny's going to watch over. Kenny and Dashi, great play from Kenny. Phenomenal play from both of them. And I love this from Brucey. Brucey soaking the hill, 2 minutes 10 in the hill. The guy's just doing everything for the team and the objective. Kenny is slaying, and this is a perfect hard point for them right now. As I mentioned, even though they did a little bit of, you know, a few misplays in my opinion, they still play this really well. It was just that one little position from Shotzi, but besides that, perfect hard point. Going into the next one, Shotzi's really good with his equipment, as I said, gets a nade off, and this is where it's difficult. He's going to play his life, go forward, and oh yeah, it just gets really mixy. But Kenny gets a trade over, bro. The guy's 27 and 16. He's doing absolutely everything right now. So as soon as Shotzi picks up the back, okay, they're both going to watch the front now. So again, this time they're set up a little bit different. So because number 3 Pred, because he's watching the right hand side, they don't have an opportunity to lay down. So what they're going to do is they're going to have 2 people stacking the hill. I like this. I actually don't think this is bad at all. They're going to take their time, both of them. They're going to prone. This isn't really snaking because he's doing it very slowly, because I saw some people in the chat saying Dashi was snaking. I don't think this was a snake, to be honest. It has to be like that. What Kenny just did there has to be like 3 times basically, like quite fast. So great shots from Shotzi watching the left, reposition with his life. Kenny goes forward just on that 2-3-5 to 2-10. Can they lock this one down? The game's going down to the wire. 30 seconds left. They have to be perfect here, and I love this setup. Pred still got the pinch. Both players, all they have to do is watch. This is so important. I'll tell you why. With Pred standing on this angle, okay, with Pred standing here, wherever he is, he's on this head glitch here. He has his whole right door, okay? If I can get the pen out, it'd be helpful. He has his whole right door. So what that means is nobody can push through this right side. They can't jump up the window, okay? They're not Superman. The only thing they can do is come through white or come through this area here. So they have to cross through this little area here, okay? Whether they slide across or not, they have to push through here. So you can see now Kenny and Dashi are both pre-aiming this area. So what they're banking on is together, number 3 and number 4, together, Kenny and Dashi, they have to just hit collective of 5 shots together on the player sliding across, okay? That's what they're banking on. So number 1, if he pushes through, if he slides across, they have to together just hit 5 shots on him, which players at this level, these two are absolute shooters, they're going to do that. So you see they go through, they make Sib one shot, they take out Sib, Hydra takes out Kenny, but Dashi goes through with a trade, they go through, Kismet's by himself, they take him out, and again, perfect. Hard point, shout out to Kenny, because that man was on a mission. That man was on an absolute mission that time. Really good map from both sides. That was a lot of fun to break down. Let's have a look at the stats. But something I want to talk about, okay? Look at the score and look at the scoreboard. They had a really average slaying performance in New York. They all went negative. The fact that they only lost by 40 points is very scary. So let's have a real look at the numbers, okay? So they together got, what? Did it say total kills anywhere? No. So they got 30 plus 36. They got 66 kills, okay? Look at the side of Optic. They had 45 plus they basically had like 73 kills or something like that, okay? So they had like 8 more kills. I can't remember the numbers, I can't lie, but whatever. They had a lot more kills than New York, and they just won by, you know, a good burger here and a good kill at the end. So if I'm Optic here, I'm a little bit worried because I do want to be a bit cleaner, because if Kenny, let's just say for example, Kenny goes 20 and 17, if he loses 10 kills there, it's probably a New York win by 100 points. So the fact that Kenny had to fry is not a good sign. However, clean performance, their first game of the season, and they're able to absolutely take over. I like that Dashi was sitting in the hill. I'm a big fan of that because I think he's a really good player to sit in the hill. Not that he can't do anything else, he could do anything he wants, but I just think he's a really good player when he's in the hill. He can play his life well, and he's got an absolute beam. He can just lock down a whole side, okay? So I think either Kenny or Dashi, I think one of them should sit in the hill as much as possible, and on the other side you see Kismet sitting on the hill. So it just depends on the map, the plays, but I don't think there's a set team player. So yeah, I think so far so good. And one thing I also want to say is Shotzi got 4,000 damage, okay? But 19 kills. Kenny got 4,700, but 30 kills. He got 11 more kills with only 700 more damage. So sometimes you got to see who puts damage out there, because that just shows how much of an impact they're putting on the map as well. And the fact that Dashi got 3k damage with 3 minutes on the hill, the guy was shooting, okay? So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bit of a longer breakdown, but let me know what you guys want to see more. Like these longer breakdowns, just a watch party, whatever you guys want to see. I'm here to help you guys improve, and I'm learning myself, so I have a lot of fun. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you for another video later on today. Peace.